Hello students, in today's lesson we are going to be decomposing fractions with parts of a set. So, for today's lesson we will be using green and pink to represent our denominator and to represent our numerators. So let's go ahead and get started. Our statement says, write an expression that represents the gray clouds in this set. So the word expression is important. An expression is a math sentence that does not give us an answer. So it's just a representation of what I guess it's like a number sentence, but it doesn't like tell us what the answer is. For example, 2 plus 2 is an expression. 2 plus 2 equals 4 is an equation. So as long as you don't give the answer, the number statement is an expression. So I will give you an example of what that looks like in just a second. So again, it says write an expression that represents the gray clouds. That is what I'm going to be focusing on today. Now, because we are talking about fractions, we need to organize our things based on our denominator and our numerator. Before you ever begin any work with fractions, you always want to find your handy-dandy denominator first. Remember that the denominator represents the total amount of an object. In this case, our total amount depends on the total amount of clouds. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is our total amount. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started with representing our fractions on those images. So all of our clouds will have a denominator of 8. Because each cloud is part of a group of 8 things. Now, each object is its own object. So, our numerator, which represents the parts on our images, is going to be a 1 for each object. The reason we put 1 for all of them as the numerator is because each object is its own part in a whole set. So the set is comprised of 8 clouds, but this cloud counts for only 1. This cloud counts for only 1. This one counts for 1. But because we're talking about fractions, we don't say 1. We say 1 out of 8 or 1/8. Okay, so how many parts are gray? Well, I have that part, and that part. There are 3 parts that are gray. So, notice that inside each cloud, we have a fraction. We have a total of 3 parts. So whatever fraction is represented inside the cloud is what we're going to be writing down here to create our expression. Now our expression has to equal 3/8. So we have 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts. Oh, is that the answer? Absolutely not, because remember, we're talking about fractions. We need to include the denominator, which is 8. Now, we are not done here. Yes, we have our cloud 1, cloud 2, cloud 3 represented here, but we need one more thing to make this an expression. Now we have a number sentence. Now, because this is an expression, we will not add an equal sign and we will not add an answer. But if we did want to create an equation, then we would have 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 equals 3. 1, 2, 3 out of 8. And this same thing can be represented through your images. 1, 2, 3 out of 8 are gray clouds. All right, students, that is it for today's lesson. Have a good day. Bye.